Welcome to a bonus mini-episode of Where No One Goes. During the recording of my last video, I Want to Forget, which everyone who's watching this should go and watch right now. Essentially, I wrote that script and recorded it and cut the video, but it ended up being well over an hour long. And instead of giving the two other great games in that script short shrift, they get their own video now. So please enjoy this one on Breath of Fire 3 and why I want to forget that game. But I can't. Don't that just beat all? Hope you enjoy. The Breath of Fire series is one of the more interesting dead ends in video games. The first two were generic as they come, but man do I remember lusting after them when I didn't own an SNES in the 90s. It's truly amazing what a static image in EGM or GamePro was capable of prior to the internet. While I think the first two Breath of Fires are too basic compared to their contemporaries, and because I was never able to play them much, I lack the rose-tinted glasses I have for games of equal basicness such as Phantasy Star 4 and Shining Force 2. I have to admit that the series as a whole is far more interesting than almost all of its contemporaries, however. The fourth and fifth entries are utterly unique, and they did some amazing things. With the parallel storytelling and Princess Mononoke mood, tone, and art direction, the fourth entry could be argued to be the objective best vision of the series, while the fifth entry is just so weird. It's the most forward-looking experimental accomplishments coming out of Japan in the aughts. But for me, Breath of Fire 3 is the crowning jewel of the series, and those who have played it and understand the thrust of this channel will immediately know why. First, there is no map, which for a cartophile like me should be unforgivable, and the game is presented in a mostly isometric view with the horizon very importantly obscured. This leads you to, you guessed it, an incredible experience in the expanding world video game genre. In order to say, see that mountain? You can climb it. You need to be able to see it. The fact that the game, intentionally or due to artistic direction or due to technical limitations, forces the horizon out of your field of view is a brilliant example of addition by subtraction. I've spoken at length about the ignorance of youth and how I was barely sentient as a child, and I think in a big way that feeling of not knowing it all is one of the aspects of life that I chase more than others. I don't really travel, so when I take a vacation from my work, I end up going on marathon-length walks throughout my beautiful city of Toronto. I plot out a route with Google Maps, of course, but I rarely end up following it. Instead, I pack my backpack with water, a salty snack, a sweet snack, a few tall cans, my DSLR, and I just set out. I have good internal orientation and can kinda usually stick to the planned route, but almost as quickly as I open my door in the morning, I change plans and walk towards what looks cool or what might have a good payoff in the end. These walks are actually one of my inspirations for this channel, because I personally love going where no one goes. I enjoy these walks because it's the closest thing I can get in real life to that feeling of wonder and atmosphere in a video game, where you have no idea what's going to happen and what you're going to see. The reason why Breath of Fire 3 is special in this regard and deserves a spot in the Where No One Goes pantheon is because of the dated isometric view and the feeling of adventure, of course, but more importantly, its narrative expands on the Where No One Goes theming as well. At every turn, there seems to be some sort of blockade stopping you from advancing. And if you talk to the people around you, there is some mystery surrounding what you're going to come across on the other side of that blockade. Dotted throughout the landscape is technology from a bygone era that also points to the past that no one knows nor remembers. A large portion of the mid-game involves establishing a need to cross an ocean that no one on the continent you're on has ever crossed. The ultimate mystery, really. Once you arrive on the other side of the ocean, you're faced with an impassable desert in which you are shown the horizon for the first time, and there is nothing there to guide you but the stars. So you can camp during the heat of the day and trek through the long, seemingly unending swath of parched earth, following the stars at night. Beyond the moment-to-moment exploration, as you uncover parts of the main continent you start on, you start to uncover hints about this rich history and hints about how to cross the ocean, how to cross the desert, how to proceed, how to live in this world that was not created for you, but exists nonetheless. The forced powerlessness of Breath of Fire 3 and the fact that you need to fight hard to get to the next step, the next level, at every moment, and the fact that the next level always seems to be a place where no one goes, will forever keep this beautiful old game in my mind until I cross that uncrossable desert myself. Thank you all again for a quick episode here. Please tell me in the comments if you like this shorter format. One thing I forgot to put into this when recording was the absolute banger of a soundtrack that Breath of Fire 3 has. It is a sword and sorcery role-playing game with a straight-up jazz soundtrack. It's beautiful. Stay tuned for the next mini-episode on Grandia, another game that does the expanding world genre proud. Also, in the comments, let me know if you would have preferred a more than an hour-long episode for I Want to Forget, where I actually wrapped all of these thoughts together into one cohesive whole. I'm curious, because everything you hear about on the internet is shorter is better, blah 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 blah, but obviously I'm not exactly trying to win any SEO awards with my channel, so let me know if you would have liked it that way. And until next time, let's go where no one goes, together.